Hello everyone, I'm Violent with GRIZZ Zombies. Today we're going to be doing Flashback Friday. This is a series where I create 3 highlights based on a particular moment in our zombies' history. If you got something you'd like to see featured next week's episode, be sure to comment below, and I'll create 3 highlights of that moment when. And if you can, drop a like on the video. I want to aim for at least 25 likes on this video. It would be really appreciated. So that moment when is what we're going to be focused on. We're on the map Green Run, and we got Transit on deck. If you've been on the map Transit, you've tried the Easter egg, you've gone through all the motions, you know this map very well. So what are we talking about today, right? We're talking about certain moments that you notice, like the bar. No one was going to open that door first. It's a huge Cold War standoff, and this can last anywhere between 3 to 5 rounds before someone finally makes a decision or cracks, and it finally opens that door. So it's like this eternal Cold War that's happening. The other team is just going to mess with you, but once you're up here, you can get to the box if it's over here. But this guy, this guy got me good, man. He got EMP grenades and wasted my first amount of money on my box hit. And so you can be a royal dick, definitely. But this corner in particular is what we're talking about today. This corner in particular, the second floor of the bar. You ever held down up here for a long period of time and tried to screw the guys up in front of you? Well, I happen to be doing it on my own team unintentionally, but this is a corner that became infamous pretty much for screwing people over. When you hit the other team, butterflies flutter out, and that means you've kind of damaged them, but you don't damage them ever. You just hit them, and it's like a hit marker, but it does screw them up. If you shoot them, it does slow them down. If you punch them, they'll pause in place. It kind of paralyzes them for a little second. But this corner has a lot of rep because of what it can do. You can stack people like you're seeing I'm doing now, and that actually, if you can get the other team to be these players, it's very useful. I just wanted to make sure this was in the video because it definitely has its place in COD Zombies history. But the next place we're going to look at is Grief Mode in Mob of the Dead. If you're in Alcatraz, there's a mode you can select as well where we will face off against 4 other players. There is a certain area I want to talk about, but again, I got some pretty stupid teammates, but the other team was even worse because what they were trying to do was trap me for the longest time and not let me get through a staircase, so that took up like the first 15 minutes of this video, but either way, we got through it, we pushed through it. This is the area I want to talk about. I want to talk about this guy who's always over above the main area where the acid trap is. There's always a guy in this spot, and if not, he's by Pack-a-Punch. I think a lot of people misjudged the guy that was over here. You know, everyone thought, oh, he's being a pussy, he's being weak, he's not helping out the cause, he's getting only a few zombies. I think this might have been the smart guy, actually, when we stop and think about it, because he's saving the most ammo and coming to get revives whenever you need. So this is definitely a good safety area, especially if you're a weaker player. A lot of people that were over in Pack-a-Punch had to do a lot of the heavy work because there's more areas that they can come up at you from, and also it's the middle of the map, so they're all kind of drawn to that area. And the third highlight I want to talk about, we can't not talk about Buried. Buried is definitely one of the top tier maps for Grief. Also, one of the top tier maps for just playing, because this is a map like Zombies in Spaceland. It's got really good gameplay elements within it, but the Grief mode in Buried had a very good spot, and that was next to Jug. And right next to Jug is where a lot of people just held down and aimed straight at that narrow path where they could just keep shooting and shooting and shooting. Now in Grief mode, it's you versus the other players, so you're going to have a little problem here, but I used a lot of strategy to try to screw these guys over at the end and succeeded. So I want to show you that gameplay 100% for sure on this spot. This spot actually saved everything, and I'll show you what I mean. But if you can remember, you could get meat as well. So if you get meat, you could throw it at somebody and they become stanky. They got the stank, right? And then all the zombies are attracted to them and they don't attack you. I even tested this. After I knifed this guy, I come over and the zombies didn't even hit me. They ran past me and went straight to him. So if you didn't learn something yet, there's something at least that you might have learned in this video. Something that we want to appreciate as well is the fact that you could trap people, and this is a prime example of that. So his teammate goes down, and I decide I'm going to be here until I die because these are the last 2 guys. and I still have a teammate that's alive. So if I can possibly screw this guy over, it might work out for us. And so this spot was definitely great for holding down. The best part is that Jug is here, so if you save up enough money, you can just keep buying Jug, and if you got your teammates that got your back, you're not going to lose. It's a win-win-win-win with 4 players if it's all panning out and everyone's got your back. So with this series, I'm trying to create sort of an idea that we can post to each other and I can help create a video for. So if you got an idea down below of a moment that you can recall, or spots that you like to hold down at in certain areas, what are your favorite training spots? What bugs you the most about zombies? So we could talk about any sort of moment that happens within COD Zombies history. This was the one I picked. I picked the grief modes training spots, or camping spots, whatever you want to call them. I just picked 3 of the most famous ones. But if you got anything that I can do in a set of 3, just let me know down below, and I'll definitely check them out. And I'm trying to focus them on that moment when. So that's what I'm going to do for Flashback Fridays, and this can be anything. Black Ops 3 is now in the past, that's right. So that now falls into the categories of Flashback Friday. And so if you guys really want to support what I'm doing here on this channel, try to support this series, because I'm at least trying to do this once a week, every Friday, and it's something you can keep coming back to, and I'll have a new That Moment When for you. So this is the first episode, hopefully in a series of episodes, where we'll talk about moments in the past and kind of re-embrace them with the new updated gameplay that I can bring forth to this channel. So I do have Black Ops 2, I got Black Ops as well, remastered, not remastered, backwards compatible now for Xbox One. So I can get all this in HD quality, and I'm just excited for maybe where we can take this. So if you guys like what you saw today, be sure to leave a rating, drop a like, throw a like spike on this. Yeah, let's get these likes up, and we can drive this sucker forward for next week. If you're new around here, I cover all things related to the undead, gameplays, guides, tutorials. See you guys next time. Violent out.